This is a response video to a couple of videos by the Cosmic Pilgrim and also Matt. And I guess it's in the context of this, little bit of warring that's going on between the personalities on YouTube. And so first addressing the Cosmic Pilgrim's video, just, I like a lot of what you're saying, but some of what you say just really irritates me because of the premises, and the way you talk about religion sometimes irritates me, just because you're describing its good qualities and not describing the whole reason why it's worth fighting. I mean, not that it's not merely a matter of not being a theist. It's a matter of not being a goose-stepping, conformist, bigoted, warring, stealer, thief of human expression and human creativity, because that's what religion has been. It's a selfish, greedy, horrible influence on humankind. I would claim the world would be, we'd be so far in terms of our understanding of ourselves and living on this planet in a decent, humane way if it wasn't for the corruption of religion. It's corrupted our intelligence, it's corrupted our sensibilities, it's corrupted our maturation, it's corrupted everything about us. And even when we're non-theists, we're still the people that this cruddy culture creates. And I'm starting to see more of that in myself. I see these artifacts of my personality that are built out of that corruption, because I am still human, I'm still emotional, I'm still capable of living in the pettiness and living in the anger. And part of that's just being a male, I suppose. That's probably the distinction here, is that women and men are different. They think differently, and they have different emotions they have to deal with. So this whole identity problem, I don't see anything necessarily wrong with being not something. Thinking human might be more of an oxymoron than atheist with beliefs, because there's a lot of beliefs that are built on that. You could say, yeah, I'm not a theist, not an asshole, not a bigot, not a warmonger. There's lots of things atheists can be not to, and they all sort of go together, in my opinion. Religion is the source of a lot of things, nationalisms, a lot of isms that we could shed ourselves of by not being theists. It's kind of goes with the not being a theist, that you're not being a controlled thinking machine. You're thinking independently and using your logical resource. But like I said, we are human beings. And so, the end of this is basically, look, why are you making videos? Why am I making videos? Why is it worth talking about? Because we hope to get society to some end. The point of it is to understand and to find how do you get from here to there? And so, like you ridiculed Dawkins because he was a little hard on the old guy for doing a semi-conversion to a mediocre religion, a nondescript one, based on creation science, essentially. And I thought Dawkins was kind of polite. I would have been a lot harsher, because yes, you either believe in something or you don't believe in something. And when you start using idiotic rationales to defend some sort of emotional breakdown, because you're threatened with the prospect of a death you've known about all your life, yeah, it's almost worth ridicule. it's pretty sad, because what was your integrity as a philosopher your whole life if it could be corrupted and destroyed because you're put under a little bit of real life pressure? So anyway, and then the argument could be made for me that I'm too hostile and too angry and too emotional about some personalities in the atheist community, and it's probably true. I've personalized some of this fight, and because I am fighting for an identity for atheists, because I want atheists to be, I want them to have their political voice, I want them to do what they need to do to get it, and I want them to transform the universe, I want them to change the fucking world, because they're the only people that can do it rationally and responsibly. And so when all atheists are about is the not God part, the not theism part, the I want to do what I want part, then yeah, that's an atheist that's more destructive than a Christian. I mean, I've said it before, I don't care if somebody has a theology as long as they keep it in their living room. I mean, as long as it's having no impact on how we function in the world, then who cares? But when that theology is let loose and creates all the inefficiencies and inequities we see, I mean, I've pointed them out in some of the things I've commented on, but we'll spend $1 million to save one life and we'll watch other lives just wallow in shit for lack of $10. I mean, there's all these, 2 million kids go blind for a lack of vitamin A. I mean, all these things. And then you have these Christians with their diamond rings and they're, preaching this Jesus who talked about, birds that don't have anything and that God provides for them. Jesus, who was obviously a socialist, and the hypocrisy is just so disgusting. And then when you see atheists, shed themselves of theism, but wallow in the same kind of hypocrisy, and then the new theology becomes nature, and so now we have this thing where these Darwinists, crop up, who think all that matters is might makes right, power. It's survival of the fittest, and fittest by some idiotic notion of who's got a bigger fucking gun. It's just ludicrous, or more money, like the anarchists. Fittest is whoever's got the most cash, baby. That's the fittest human being. Whoever is born to the right family and inherits enough the right money, they're the fittest. I mean, it's a ludicrous definition. And so you have all these stupid, crazy definitions that don't have anything to do with logic, that don't have anything to do with not being a theist. They have everything to do with, not accepting the explicit dogma, but accepting all the emotional dogma, all the presumptions and bigotries and bullshit that is built into the religion. So anyway, I'm not going to defend my fight with the scumbags, because it probably is something that's more personal than ideological. I mean, it is something that I probably know better not to involve myself in, but I'm human, and they have made it personal, because I'm arguing with their uselessness, their stupidity, their violence, their whole nihilistic philosophy. And they're arguing with me about my personal crap. Whether I live in a trailer or what I look like. I mean, they're just throwing the same theological bigotries out at me. And it pisses me off. And I admit it. And but anyway, I think it's a fight that has to be fought. I mean, I don't think atheists can get from here to the promised land, so to speak, having these people as leader, having the amazing atheist and fake Sagan and Captain Awesome and the rest of these assholes, the Tommy from the Bronx who, pokes, ice picks into people's eyes and pliers and thinks it's really fucking funny. If that's going to be, the thing that defines the conversation, defines the focus of atheism, I'm going to fight that, because that's bullshit. That's not atheism I want anything to do with. And so, yeah, I'll speak up about it, and I'll end up in a fight, and then once it gets a fight, then it becomes personal, and then you're in this thing. And so that's, it might not be attractive, it might not, some of it won't be my best moments, but that's going to be part of the mission. I mean, that's almost a first step in the mission. I mean, you can't even get to a serious discussion about how we function and what we are and what we're doing here and how we can best function in this world if everybody's going to be distracted by idiots whose jargon and rhetoric doesn't have anything to do with making any constructive changes in humanity.